Well, hello, welcome back to Tale 3 Cabins. Have you ever dreamed of owning your own vacation rental and looking at it as maybe a second home, a little getaway? Well, it may not be as romantic as you think it is. Why don't you stick around, we'll check it out. Certain areas in the resort that run out of water quicker than other areas, and that's just because of the storage. So it wasn't too hard to determine that we needed another water room. Our cabin is in that area. So while we're down here for the week, things are moving on the new water room. We've designed it a while back. We ordered tanks quite a while ago. They've been actually sitting there for about 2 years. Now the structure is up and it is time to move the tanks inside.
Strap her on and go again. Yep. You can't have them both open at the same time. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
As I mentioned earlier, these water rooms are vital, and this new one is really going to help us out. Our well can pump about 25,000 gallons on a good day, and there are a lot of days now where we're reaching 35,000 to 40,000 gallons in demand. We currently have storage rooms. 2 of them are located underneath 2 cabins in the resort. Another storage room is located adjacent to the pool area, and then there is one other one that supplies about 7 or 8 cabins, and it's only a holding tank of about 2,500 gallons. So these rooms provide a buffer in certain areas of the resort when the demand is much greater than what the well can supply. Now, as I mentioned, that our well can pump 25,000 gallons a day, but that's 24 hours. When you think of the usage and demand, it's about a 16-hour period up in the resort. 40,000 gallons in a 16-hour period, our well just could not keep up with that. Each one of these tanks are 5,000 gallons each. There are 3 that are going to go in this water room, so that's going to give us another holding area of 15,000 gallons of water. This is going to help, but it is not going to alleviate all the outages. If a pipe should break, this room could empty out in a matter of hours. This is kind of a part 2 video, but in the previous video to this, we were walking the old water line and looking for a new way of bringing more water up to the resort, but that is going to be years in the making.
How far we gotta go, Jim?
About
About
6.
2 feet?
No, about 6 or 7.
That much?
I thought we was
Look.
closer than that.
This needs to be turned back a little bit. So let's try to push against the wall and spin it as we push. This here needs to be straightened back around this way. So try to push in that corner, maybe it'll spin as we're pushing. Now, Rotopolis, made in the USA. Yeah. Well, we might put this pump right here, out here, where we can use it, work on it. Just that line right to it, and then the other line on the wall back there. But hopefully we can put the pump right here, and that way they don't have to run very far for the power. Just right out of the fuse box to it. So then they don't have to sheet from here to there. That wall and this wall, that's all the power they'll have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Plug in, light switch. So, yep. the ball's back in his court. Finish her up. And we can run us some lines in the meantime.
Yeah.
And as soon as they get out of there, we'll run this one in there.
What do you think is how long it'll take to get operational?
It won't take us
I can
long
hold
at
you
all.
to it.
Electrician's main thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it won't take us long at all.
Yeah.
I mean, we can have our stuff. If they have everything done, we can get done in probably a week or less, you know.
Uh-huh.
You know, plumb the line in here, start filling tanks, and then get the pump hooked up. And, well, it might take 2 weeks because we got to run that line down there and hook into that main line down there.
Yeah.
So it might take 2 weeks, but some of this work we can do as they're finishing the building.
Yeah.
As long as we ain't chasing water leaks or any of that crazy stuff, you know.
Right.
Like we're ready to dig the line down the back. So all we gotta do is get the pipe up there and dig her and put it in there. So we can start doing some of this stuff.
The trench starts behind the water room and it comes down to the next road, which is where our cabin is located. It's going to tie into the water lines down here, and they're just in front of the road here.
If we can't get a ditch through there, maybe we'll have to peel off sideways down into here and over to it, you know what I mean?
The digging's gone well so
Rather than
far,
get a
but up
hammer.
until the last 15 feet here, they hit some rock.
You just have to see if you can get it peel off or not.
This water room will help supply about 60% of the resort. Basically, any cabin that is lower than the water room, this water room will be used as a buffer. After the tanks were put in, the next day they came and finished off putting the front wall in. So the tanks are set. They even started working on some of the PVC pipes inside here. They started making a trench the other day that led down to the road that's actually right in front of our cabin. They got the side up here. They just got to throw a door on it. Now I'm starting to think maybe it would have been a good idea to make this a little bit longer, a little bit more storage, and put an overhead door in here if we ever wanted to get some type of vehicle for the HOA, like a UTV. They could do like a salt spreader or something like that, or had a little plow on it. I guess worst comes to worst, we could always add on to this if we wanted to, and then just have the man door here and put a garage door in the front. But for now, things are moving right along. They need to put the electric panel up here, and then the pumps in, and we should have a good buffer of auxiliary storage for the water system. It's back to work inside the cabin though, and we've only got a couple more days to accomplish everything we want to. Karen has taken down all the curtains, washed them with our washing machine, she's ironed them out, and then we're hanging them back up. Grabbed all the bedspreads, the queen size and the king size, and we've commandeered a couple washing machines here at the local laundromat. So we're going to wash all those, get them back on the beds, and then we have 2 spares in the owner's closet. Our propane tank was also low, and I think we can get away with just one more fill up before spring arrives, and then we shut the fireplace off for the season. We're giving the upstairs a good once over. The bedspreads weren't fully dry when we left the laundromat, so we got them hanging out here on the railing. A few additional expenses this year. They decided that they were going to call our cabin commercial instead of residential, so that just means that they're going to charge us 40% more in property tax. The fire department is also going to start coming out and doing inspections on these cabins, so that's a $250 fee in addition to our property tax going up. I had removed this smoke detector because it was a pain if we had renters here and let's say the battery started chirping that they couldn't reach it, but now with these inspections I'm going to put it back because I'm sure I would get gigged for it. I do have a second detector that has a combo carbon monoxide detector, but it's not hardwired. Pots and pans is always another issue. We're constantly replacing these. We buy the non-stick ones and then people will use metal utensils on them and scratch them all up and they look terrible every time we come down here. We do have the plastic spatulas and everything for them to use, but they seem to ignore those. Pull cues is another issue. We seem to go through a couple pull cues. They either break the tips off of them or just break the ends off altogether. So I don't know what they're doing, but they certainly aren't playing pull with them. Karen's grabbing some more sheets because our cleaner neglected to tell us that the sheets on the upstairs bed were pretty much torn to shreds. This will have to tide us over until we can bring a higher quality sheet back with us on our next trip. We're also picking up a bunch of steak knives. Those seem to go missing every time we come here too. We started out with about 8 of them and there's only 4 left, so we picked up another pack. Actually picked up 2 packs. We're going to leave one in the owner's closet so we just have them, and then we're going to add these 4 more to our knife block. Last time we were at the cabin, I noticed that the bulb was burned out to the ceiling fan, and it was a lifetime guarantee. It was a special LED bulb that really you couldn't replace, so I took the whole fixture off and bought a replacement. As I got started, I got sidetracked though. I was looking at the pull chains of the other ceiling fan in the loft area and noticed quite a bit of dust on them, so I went to take care of that real quick before I would forget.
To compose and record the music for the movie. He accepted, but he told them that
This fixture will accept a bulb that's more common and easier to change if it should burn out again. One thing I noticed when we got here is part of the floor is separating, and you can see it right here. It's almost dead center between the living room and dining room. It's going to make it hard to try to shift it over and see if I can bring that crack back together. When we were out on our shopping spree, I did stop at Home Depot and picked up a floor tool to see if I could pound this back in. I'm trying to figure out the best place I can do it. I don't want to really peel off a piece of molding to get to a good part of the floor, so I decided I'm going to try it underneath one of the vents.
Good.
Did it come together?
Yeah. Yeah, real nice.
Well, that went easier than I thought. Now I have a tool that I keep down there, and I also have one that I keep in northern Ohio. Two days after we were here, I got an email from the local furniture store that we normally buy furniture from for the cabin, and they had a big sale going on for composite outdoor furniture. The next morning, as soon as they opened up, we went down there. We ended up ordering 4 chairs and 2 tables. Now, we thought about replacing that composite furniture a while back, and we were going to start out with just replacing 1 chair at a time, because when we priced it out, they were around $500 to $600 per chair. So we decided we were going to replace them all at once. This is from the top deck. This is one of the chairs. It's going to be easier to lower it down by rope than to try to bring it down the spiral staircase. We cut up these trees in 2018 and used the stumps as end tables on the porch, where it looked kind of rusted and didn't look bad, but they're starting to get long in the tooth. They're starting to rot out, so it's time to get rid of them.
You gonna be able to lift this over there? Okay.
Swing it out. There you go.
Is he gonna need help upstairs?
I'm getting there. Real quick.
So for once, the timing really worked out when we came down here with the sale going on. It's a little chilly to sit out here now, but I look forward to using them on our next trip. Just a few days left. Things are starting to come together, but there's always something unexpected that happens. We went out to dinner and the restaurant was closed that we were looking for, so we thought we would try this Flavor Town. Let me tell you, I wish I would have ordered what Karen got, and I do not recommend the chicken and waffles. I think that this was a mistake. So I noticed when we got up in the morning that the upstairs heating unit was not working properly. It never really warmed up the upstairs. It was very cold up there. It was blowing cold air out of the vents. Prior to the heating and air conditioning guys coming out, I did shut everything off and I reset the thermostats, and it seemed like everything was working again, but I still had them come out just in case. We were leaving soon and I did not want this problem to arise again, but they couldn't find any issues.
It runs a lot, but it keeps the house equal, you know, it never drops. But they usually say below 35, they're just losing their efficiency.
As the HOA president, you do get to see some things that most people normally don't. This is a bear that died on our property. It was poached by somebody. It was actually shot, came up and died just behind our cabin. This was taken back in November, and I'm pretty sure that's the same bear, the mama bear right there. I had called Tennessee Wildlife Management, and they came out and got the tags off of it. They said that they relocated this bear once before, but it's made its way back to this area. We haven't seen the cubs in a while, and we're hoping that they're old enough that they can survive on their own. It seems that our cleaning has kind of gone downhill the last couple times we've been down here, and our normal cleaner who we had when we first started re-renting this place is gotten up in years and had some hip surgery and basically farms it out to other people. And we've noticed the last few times we came that it just wasn't up to par. Bathtubs weren't fully clean, or at least to our liking. The toilets looked all right, but if you looked at it kind of close, you kind of noticed there were maybe hairs here and there, and a few other items. Karen was not very happy when we got to the cabin, and we decided that it was time to replace our cleaner. So we needed to take care of that while we were down here too. I'd gotten another number a couple of years ago while I was walking Willow, just in case, and they are going to take on the job for us.
Hey, Tom.
Good morning, Myrna. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. I hope I didn't disturb you.
No.
But we're trying to ease some things up for us, and we talked about actually selling the cabin at one time. But what we're going to do is change cleaners, and we're going to do one that provides everything and linens, so that takes some of the stress off of us deciding when we got to resupply stuff and if we got to make special trips. We'll just finish out September.
No, February.
I'm sorry, February. Must be that stroke I had.
Right. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah.
And then we'll give you a $200 bonus for the month. And then on that last clean, you can just leave whatever dirty linens are in the closet, I guess.
Okay.
And
all right.
I appreciate everything you've done for us for the past couple of years, but we're hoping to reclaim that closet too, to store the Christmas stuff in there so we don't have to go down to the basement when we're setting up Christmas and lugging the tree up and down and all that stuff. So.
Okay. All right.
Well,
yes, I enjoyed working for you. I'm actually recovering from hip surgery again.
Again?
So, again. Yes, I had to have my other hip replaced.
Oh,
I had
wow.
my surgery last Tuesday, so now I'm in recovery again. So.
Gotcha.
So maybe this is a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How did the first one go? So we're actually going to be packing things up tonight and leaving in the morning, but it's such a nice day. Karen and I did manage to go out into the national park and just spend about 4 or 5 hours. So it was nice to at least get away, enjoy some of the sunshine. It's almost 60 degrees today, which is great. There's certainly a lot of stresses involved when you're managing your own vacation rental. And sometimes it takes its toll on you, and sometimes it's moments like these that helps alleviate those stressful moments. All right, well, that's going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoy and subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know a new one is coming out. And keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.